Welcome to 3 square puzzles. I like these because they're inside of a case. I like wooden puzzles. They're lots of fun. What I'm going to do in this video is tell you a couple of strategies that I used for solving each of these, and then I'm going to give you a picture that will help you have the full solution for all 3 puzzles. So stick around to the end for the full solution, and let's get started. The first 2 puzzles, this one and this one, both have 7 pieces. And I would rank them in difficulty at about a level 1 or 2. They take a little bit of time, but after you fiddle with them enough and you realize which pieces can't go into the corners, I think that makes it a little bit easier for, for actually getting started. Solve that puzzle. Thank you, Andrew.
You're welcome.
Puzzle number 2 is actually the pieces of a tangram puzzle. So these pieces can, they make them into different shapes and say, this is a horse or whatever, I don't know. And you try and copy those shapes. So this one here I was very familiar with coming in, and is a really, a great puzzle for a brain teaser, is a tangram puzzle for kids, where they try to make these shapes into different things. That's similar to the Soma cube in that way that the Soma cube can do 3-dimensional shapes. This tangram does 2-dimensional shapes that you're trying to figure them out. To put these into the square, I think the key is putting those 2 in like that. Oftentimes people try and solve this by putting the 90-degree angles into the corners. That's the biggest mistake I see. You need to put those into the corners like that, or any corner really, and then you'll end up with the solution. This is definitely the most difficult puzzle, puzzle number 3 here, with 13 pieces versus the 7 that these other ones had. Having 13 pieces means there's more possibilities of things that you can do and things that you can do wrong. I think there's a couple of the pieces that you can look at and determine are definitely not corner pieces. This one here, there's no way for that one to fit into a corner. This one, you could put in a corner in that way, but that end's not going into the corner, and that one's not going like that. Again, a couple of pieces. This one here, you could put in a corner like that, but otherwise would be not able to go into a corner. So you can determine a couple of the pieces, but with this one it takes a lot of trial and error and figuring out which pieces go where. What I recommend for this is that you memorize a couple of pieces. And for me, those pieces were this one, these 2 go together, and I put them in the bottom corner here. And on top of that, I put this T. For me, that is enough that I can kind of start working off of that and figure the rest out. When the first time doing it, obviously you don't know all of the pieces and where they go, so it's again a lot of trial and error and figuring out what exactly fits where. But for me, what I did after I had the solution is that I picked out those 3 pieces here, these 3, and from those ones, if you have a couple pieces in place, you can usually work it out. Another 2 pieces that are helpful to maybe memorize would be these ones going in the upper corner. If you have the bottom corner and the upper corner in place, the rest of it will kind of fall into place. But that one's definitely the most challenging of all the puzzles. As promised, here is a picture that should give you a full solution of these 3 puzzles. I've added in the red lines to make it more obvious, and also I hope that the tips I gave you will help you along the way to finding the solutions yourself. If not, here's the full solution. I hope that video was helpful for you. Have a wonderful day.